students. As in the previous class we were discussing about the neural control and coordination chapters, the competitive questions. So in the previous video I have discussed question number 1 to question number 45. So we shall start with the question number 46th. Which of the following is true about the neural membrane? Option A, different type of ion channels present. Option B, ion channels are selectively permeable. Option C, impermeable to negatively charged protein present in the exoplasm. Option D, all of the above. Okay, so here with respect to the neural membrane means it is a neuronal membrane, the layer which is present in the neuron. So that is having the ion channels which are having the different permeability or they are having selectively they are showing the permeability for the different ions. Okay, then these are going to show these ion channels. There are presence of different ion channels. They are going to show selectively permeable to different ions, and they are going to show the impermeability for negatively charged proteins which are present in the exoplasm. Whereas with respect to the permeability, so here these axonal membrane or the neural membrane, they are going to show more permeability for potassium ions, and compared to the potassium ions with respect to the sodium, it is going to show the impermeability. Okay, so that's why option D is the correct answer for 46th question. 47th, exoplasm have means exoplasm they have given the condition. What is that condition? Polarized. So the state of polarized is the condition. So in the polarized condition, what the exoplasm will be having? Option A, high potassium ions. Option B, low sodium ion. Option C, negatively charged proteins. Option D, all of these. So when we say that the exoplasm is polarized, so there will be presence of more amount of the sodium more amount of the potassium ions and the less sodium ions, and even the negatively charged proteins will be present. So with respect, all these are the conditions of the exoplasm in the polarized state. Hence option D is the correct answer. Next, 48. The electrical potential difference across the resting plasma membrane is called. The electrical potential difference across the resting plasma membrane is called as the resting potential. Next question, 49th question. Depolarization occurs due to. So polarization means, what is the state of the polarization? Sodium ions will be less, potassium ions will be more. But in case of the depolarization, so in case of depolarization, what happens? There will be influx of the sodium ions. Okay, so in the 49th, the answer is A, option A, influx of sodium ions. Next, 50th question. The correct sequence for depolarization and repolarization is: stimulus applied at a site on polarized membrane, increase the permeability for sodium, generation of action potential, increase the permeability for potassium, restoration of membrane potential. So here whatever they have given the sequence as the A, B, C, D, so that is the correct sequence for the depolarization and polarization. So what happens in case of the generation and the conduction of the nerve impulse, as the axonal membrane will be showing more permeability for potassium ions and less permeability or the impermeability for sodium ions. So with the help of sodium potassium pump which are present across the axonal membrane, so because of this the transportation of the 3 sodium ions and the 2 potassium ions is going to takes place. So with the help of this transport of the ions by the sodium potassium pump, it is going to make the axonal membrane outside it becomes the positive charge and inside it becomes the negative charge. So outside when it is positive and inside when it is negative, we call that condition as the polarized. So the depolarized and repolarization, so for that the permeability of the sodium ions has to get increased. Okay, so whatever the conditions they have given in the that is the correct sequence. So for 50th question the answer is option A. 51, unidirectional transmission of the nerve impulse is maintained by. So the unidirectional transmission of the nerve impulse is maintained by the synapse. So what is the synapse? Synapse is formed between the presynaptic neuron and a postsynaptic neuron. In between these two there will be a presence of the gap, and that gap itself is called as the synaptic cleft. 52nd question, select the total number of true statements from the following. In that, the first statement, there are 2 synapses, namely electrical synapse and the chemical synapse. So here this statement is correct only. Second statement, electrical synapse are rare in our system. So this is also the true only. Third statement, at chemical synapse the membrane of pre and post synaptic neurons are separate, actually are in very close proximity. Actually they are being separated by a fluid filled space, and that fluid filled space itself we call it as the synaptic cleft. So this statement is wrong. Fourth statement, transmission of an impulse across electrical synapse is very similar to the impulse conduction along a single axon. So this statement is also correct only. Then fifth statement, at a chemical synapse the membrane of the presynaptic and postsynaptic neurons are separated by a fluid filled space called synaptic cleft. So this fifth statement is also the correct. So third statement is wrong, so that's why totally 4 statements are the true. So your answer is option C, that is 4. 53rd, chemicals called dash are involved in the transmission of impulses at chemical synapse. The chemicals involved in the transmission of the impulse at the chemical synapse, they are called as neurotransmitters. 54th, which element ion helps in releasing acetyl, ACH means it is acetylcholine at synaptic cleft. So here that is the element ion which is helping in the releasing of acetylcholine at the synaptic cleft, means it is the calcium ions. Next, 55th, the new potential developed on postsynaptic membrane is. The new potential developed on postsynaptic membrane is said to be as, maybe it may be excitatory or it may be the inhibitory. Next, 56th question. Identify A to H in the given figure. So this is the diagram of the transmission of impulse, or this diagram, it is going to show the terminal of the axon with respect to the synapse. Okay, so here the A is axon, B is axonal terminal, it is the axonal bulb, C is synaptic vesicles, D is presynaptic membrane, E is the synaptic cleft, F is postsynaptic membrane, and G is the receptors. So for 56th question, the option B is the correct one. Next question, reflex action. So here the reflex action occurs involuntarily. Option B requires the involvement of central nervous system. Option C protective, and option D is all of these. So the reflex action is, you can say it as an involuntary response, and it is going to involve your central nervous system, and mainly it is going to give the production, because when you touch any hot object, you can't hold your hand continuously. That means you are going to take back your hand, means it is helping to make your hand to be giving in the protection. It is going to act like it is going to provide the production. So all these are the correct, hence the option D is the correct answer for 57th question. 58th, smallest reflex consists of, the smallest reflex consists of afferent neuron and efferent and afferent neuron, both, whatever, whether it is the smallest reflex, means it may involve only small distance, or it may be the longest reflex, but always they will be involving one receptor and another one is the effector. So for 58th question, option C is the right answer. 59th, in reflex action, the reflex arc is formed by. So in the reflex action, the reflex arc means it is the pathway which is involved in the mechanism of the reflex action. So that reflex arc is formed by the receptor, spinal cord and the muscle. 68th question, which of the following are due to reflex action? Vomiting, sneezing, coughing, all of these. So here all are involuntary and very quick responses given by, or where our body is going to show these responses, hence option D is the correct answer, because you can't control your vomiting, cough. They all are the immediately involuntary responses shown by our body. 61, which of the following are example of reflexes? Knee jerk reflex, corneal reflex, papillary reflex. So here all are the examples for the reflexes only. Next, 62nd. So here they have given the lateral section of the human brain, and those brain parts have been labeled or indicated by the alphabets like A, B, C, D, E, and we need to find out, we need to match what is that A, B, C, D, E stands for. Okay, so here A is the frontal lobe, B is temporal lobe, C is the cerebellum, D is the medulla oblongata, and E is occipital lobe. Okay, so for 62nd question, option D is the correct answer. 63rd, the site for processing of vision, hearing, speech, memory, intelligence, emotions and thoughts is. So for all, that is only the brain. Hearing, it is not being controlled by your lungs, or speech is not being controlled by your kidney. All these are being done by your brain only. 64th, eyes are located in option A eye orbits, option B depression in sphenoid bone, option C both A and B, and option D is none of these. So here the sphenoid bone means in the skull what we are having where our eyes are being located, no. So that part it is called as that bones, they are called as the sphenoid bones. But what the cavity we are having in that skull, that is being called as the eye orbit. So both are both A and B is the correct answer for the location of our eyes. 65 question. Choroid is blue due to, the choroid is appearing blue due to the axis of blood vessels. 66th, choroid thickness anteriorly to form. So the choroid thickness anteriorly, it is going to help in the formation of ciliary body, because only the posterior part it is thick, and in anterior part it is the thin. So that's why option B is the correct answer. 67, diameter of pupil is regulated by, the diameter of pupil is regulated by your lens also, the muscles of iris also, and the ciliary muscles also. So all are going to help in the regulation of the pupil's size. 68, cells located in retina are, so the retina, which is considered to be as the middle layer, it is consisting of the two photoreceptor cells, bipolar neurons, and even the ganglion cells. Hence option D is the correct answer. 69th, layers in the wall of eyeballs from inside outwards are. So here the question is the layers of the eyeballs, we need to now say like from inside towards the outside. So the innermost layer is retina, middle one is the choroid, and the outer one is the sclera. So option A is the correct answer, sclera, or even you can call it as the sclerotic layer also. 70th question, which layer of an eyeball wall contains abundant blood vessels? So the most highest blood vessels are being supplied to the choroid layer of the eyeball, that is option C. Next question, iris is a part of, iris is it is a part of the choroid layer only. 72nd, the size of aperture of the pupil of one eye is controlled by the iris, because iris is going to control the size of the pupil. 73rd, eye lens of an man is, so eye lens of man is called by convex. 74th, cornea is a transparent part of, cornea is the transparent part of the sclera. 75th question, the second layer of the eyeball is called, the second layer of the eyeball is called as choroid layer. 76, the iris of the eye is an extension of, so the iris of the eye is the extension of the sclera. The iris of the eye is the extension of a choroid layer, that is option D. 77, the suspensory ligament called the zonule of Zinn is a part of, the suspensory ligament, it is a part of the eye only. 78, the choroid layer is thin over the choroid layer is thin over the posterior tooth 2/3 of the eyeball. 79th question. Find out the incorrect statement. Lens is transparent and the crystalline structure. That is true only. Means it is the correct statement. Then iris is pigmented and the opaque layer. That is also the correct. The aperture surrounded by iris is called pupil. Option D. Twilight vision is the function of cones. So actually the twilight, or what we call it as the scotopic vision, is the function of rods, not the cones. That's why 79th question, option D is the incorrect statement. 80th, aqueous humor is present between, it is present, the aqueous humor, it is the fluid present in the aqueous chamber. What is aqueous chamber? The aqueous chamber is the space between the cornea and the lens. So here the answer is cornea and the lens, means it will be present in front of the lens, or we can call it is present behind the cornea. But here no behind of the cornea, they have given in front of lens, so that's why the D option is the correct one. 81 question number. Retinal cells involved in color vision are called. So the retinal cells which are involved in the color vision are called the cones, because the scotopic or the twilight, it is a function of the rods. 82nd question. Which of the following is not a basic color in trichromatic vision? Means trichromatic vision means it is the we call it as RGB, red, green and the blue. So here yellow color is not included, or it is not a basic color for trichromatic vision. 83rd, anterior chamber of the eye is the space between, it is the space between the cornea and the iris. 84th, which of the following passes from the lens to blind spot? So in case of the eyes, the part that is with respect to the hyaloid, it is called as the hyaloid canal, that is going to pass from lens to the blind spot. Next question. Color vision in an man is, so don't worry about that hyaloid canal, you will come across that with respect to the skeletal system. Hyaloid, it is also called as the cartilage also, so there you might have come across already. So 85th, color vision in man is called, so the color vision in man, it is called as trichromatic vision, because the basic colors what our eyes are going to observe, that is the red, green and blue. 86th, the quantum of light entering the eye through the pupil is dependent on, so that is the quantum of the light. Quantum of the light means the amount of the light or the intensity of the light which is entering the eye through the pupil is mainly dependent on the iris, because the size of the iris or the hole, if the hole is small, less amount of light, if the hole is more like bigger, more amount of light is entering, that's why it is dependent on the iris. 87th, rhodopsin is constituent of, the rhodopsin, it is a photo, actually we can, it is the photo pigment which is a protein, or it is a protein which is present inside the rods. So rods and cones are the photoreceptor cells which are present in the retina, but here no any option with respect to the retina, so that's why the 87th question, the answer is option D. 88th, in nocturnal birds, the retina mostly contains the, in case of the nocturnal birds means the birds which are active during only the night time. So with respect to them, what happens, there will be presence of only the rods. Okay, so there will not be presence of the cones, so that's why for them there will not be the color vision will be not, it will not be present, or they cannot observe the color vision. So 88th question, the answer is option B. 89, the macula lutea. Macula lutea, it is also it is said to be as the yellowish pigmented spot. It is located in the middle of retina, below lens, below pupil, at posterior polylateral to blind spot. So this macula lutea, it is I said that it is a yellowish pigmented spot with a central pit, and that central pit, it is called as the fovea. Okay, so it is present at the posterior part of blind spot, or we call posterior part with respect to the lateral side of the blind spot. Hence option D is the correct answer. 90th, photopic vision is associated with the cones. Scotopic, it is associated with the rods. 91 question, retina is most sensitive at the fovea centralis. 92nd question, the aperture controlling light passage in the eye is, means in case of the eye, controlling the light passing, that is mainly with respect to the pupil. Next question, the space between cornea and the lens is, the space between cornea and the lens is called aqueous chamber, which is filled with a fluid called aqueous humor. Next question, cones are sensitive to, so the cones are sensitive to dim light only. 95th question, color is perceived by, so the color is perceived by corneal and the lens complex. 96th question, rhodopsin or the visual purple of the eye will require, so here the rhodopsin or the visual purple of the eye will require the carrot. It is just general knowledge, you have to remember, means this why we are specifying with respect to the carrot, because this rhodopsin or the visual purple, it is the derivative of the vitamin A, so that vitamin A is present in the carrot. 97th question, area of the most acute vision in the eye where sharp and bright image formed is, so that sharp and the bright image is formed in a yellow spot. 98th question, an area of the retina which does not have rods or cones, so that rods or the cones where it is not present, we call that area or the region or the space as blind spot. 99th, vitamin A combines with a protein in the retina to produce, so the vitamin A, just now I said the vitamin A is the derivative of the visual purple called the rhodopsin. Last question, the fovea is a dash portion of the dash, so the fovea is a thin out portion of the retina. Okay, so these are the direct questions. So in the next class we shall continue with the another set of the questions. So keep watching, keep going through all the YouTube recorded videos. Thank you, students.